Okay, I wanted to clarify a couple of things. In my previous videos, I've been kind of flippant about talking about some certain things that I think might need clarification. So I'd like to do that now. Now this thing has a nice control panel. I labeled this B. You press that just before you back up with the blade on. But as soon as you go forward again, you're going to have to press that button every single time. Right here, well, let's turn her on. Now, it takes a full 5 seconds for the computer to boot up. So, if you put your foot on the gas before the computer's finished booting up, nothing will happen. You're not going to get surprised. The thing just sits. And you have to let your foot off the throttle and then press it again. I'm in the habit of counting slowly to 5. Now the other button is this one. That's your high speed when you're driving, not the blade, just your driving. The blade only has one speed, which is kind of unfortunate. I have a Ryobi 20-inch push mower, and it's very cool. When the mower gets into deep, heavy grass and the motor starts to load up, it kicks up into a higher speed. I kind of wish this one had that, but it doesn't. So that's all there is to it. Now, if you read, now see, I leave the plastic on because that'll protect the screen. I even do that when I buy a phone or a GPS or whatever, as long as it'll stay on there. Once it comes off, I'll put a lens protector on there. No, they don't sell lens protectors for the GreenWorks lawnmower displays. But you could take any one and just cut a circle and put it on there. So, while you're mowing and you got your blades on and they're spinning, if you touch the reverse pedal, which is right there on the bottom, the blades automatically shut off unless you touch the backup button right here. You just touch it once, then you can back up and the blades will remain working. If you forget and you touch the backup pedal and the blade shut off, what you'll have to do is stop backing up, get off of the backup pedal, push this red blade switch off, which is in, and then pull it back out to restart your blades. And then you can go back to mowing. And the other thing I wanted to clarify, after sitting idle with the key on for 10 minutes, I've been telling you this thing goes to sleep. Well, that's right. What I mean is, it powers down. Just like your car. If you leave the headlights on, it'll power down. It'll turn the lights off and shut itself down for the day. So if you park this thing in your barn or wherever and you left the key on, don't worry. It's not going to stay on and run the battery down all night. And in the morning you're going to arrive to find a dead battery. No, 10 minutes and then it'll shut itself off. Very cool. Now on the main display, see the N? It's telling you it's in neutral. The 20.0, that's my service hours. Also, this has a lever, see? You can bag or you can mulch. And then it also has a little panel here. So when it gets clogged up, as we know it will do, you can reach in there and clear this thing. So that's very handy. And the steering wheel's flat on the bottom, just like a Tesla. This has a nice cup holder, although it's kind of big. I had to buy this big fat thermos to fit in there. If they're too small, they'll jump out and fall over. And here's the blade height adjustment. I cut it 2.5. My other mowers, I set them at 3.5. But this one seems to be 2.5. Now, yes, this mower does have a deck clean out for a garden hose connection, but you got to have one of those fancy hose connector things. I believe you get those at Home Depot and change your hose over to a quick snap-on connection. But they got it if you're into that. See the grab handle I put on? That's so when I'm mowing a side slope, I don't fall head over tea kettle. Now on this side I put one as well. So I got something to grab onto, coming or going. By the way, this thing here, notice it's for a coffee cup. And they even were thoughtful enough to put a drain hole. Of all the other mowers I have, none of them have a drain hole. This is 3.5 inch, by the way. And this, I think it's 2 7/8. And this also does come with a plastic side chute. So if that's your pleasure. Right there. See, the green thing has a strong spring to keep the plastic door below it tightly closed. So you just open that up and snap this chute on, and away you go. You leave it in your this thing in the mulch position, and that'll do you. Now notice how the bag chute tube, see, it goes up here under the body and it comes out the back. And here's the charge port. Very handy. Now this green bar, I guess it's a step, but I've never needed to use it. Parking brake, regular brake. Now when you have this thing turned off, it's in neutral. Just like on your gas mower, when you pull out the rod in the back so you can push it about, well, that's what this thing is, unless you set the parking brake. Alright, lawn warriors, that's all for this one. I got lots of more videos coming on this thing. See you then. Don't forget, keep your powder dry.